This is my rifle, this is my gun, this is for killing, and this is for fun. Hey guys, Trubs here, and welcome back to the channel. Today guys, we're going to be doing a basic tutorial just to get some of these guys started, because I get asked a lot of basic questions. So first off, it's pretty important, not necessary, but quite important to make yourself a name. It doesn't even have to be a legit email. You can make one up, but I highly recommend that you do make one. Okay, so now if we go into the game, up the top we can see it says automatic. If we click on that, we can check what regions we have, and we can select what region suits us best. So go ahead, make your choice. If you're new around these ways, please subscribe to the channel, because it's always good to see your channel growing. Don't forget to hit that like button, and if you feel the need, share this video so a lot of these guys can figure out how stuff's done before they get killed off by a modder. So once your game is loaded up, you're going to be dumped into the middle of a field randomly. There is no specific place for you to be placed, but you are going to be dumped in a field naked, and you will have an ad pop up unless you've already paid for your ads to be removed. Now once that's out of the way, I highly recommend that you go into settings and you turn your graphic settings down low. Once again, it's not essential, but I prefer to play with no lag, so I like to have my graphics down. Right, so from here, if we open up our inventory, we can see that we have a hammer. Now we can place the hammer down there, or we could place it up here. I highly recommend that you put it up there, and that way you just have to tap on your hammer to pull it out. Now let's start by doing a little bit of farming. We need to gather some resources. That's pretty much what the game's about, is getting resources so you can make your own gear. So let's start by chopping down a couple of trees. So each tree will give you approximately 10 pieces of wood. So once the tree is chopped down, we can then open our inventory, and you will see that we have 10 pieces of wood in there. Now next up, we are looking at some metal. Metal is probably one of the most important resources in this game, in my opinion anyway. But you do get a lot of junk, and with your metal, you can pick up scrap knives, and you can pick up springs. Springs are important. Scrap knives, you really need one maximum, but sometimes you'll pick up 4 out of a pile. So once again, that's up to you. You could either keep them and trade them off later for something else, or just get rid of them. But that's totally up to you guys. Now just over here we can see a hemp seed. Now I see a lot of people trying to hit these with their hammer. Don't do that. Just look at it and press grab, and it'll go straight into your inventory. Now this here is a loot bag. Once again, you don't want to hit that with your hammer. Just go up to it, press grab, and it'll go into your inventory. As you can see, that was Russian boots. So we slide the boots onto our person, and there we go. We are now wearing boots. Loot bags will spawn in all different areas, mainly inside buildings or around the popular areas. So if we take a look at this shed over here, this is usually one place to find some loot, but once again, the more people that are in your server, the more loot that's going to be available. As you can tell, I'm in a server by myself, so there is no loot bags here, but I thought I'd just show you guys anyway. And if you're asking where is this shed, it's just outside the base there. So as you can see, there's the shed. The base is over to the right hand side, and just behind us there is another shed. Now as we go over to this shed, most of the time around this shed the loot will spawn outside on the ground, but sometimes the loot has been known to spawn on the inside, so it might pay to check on the inside as well. So from here we're going to make our way over to the base. This is one of the most popular places to find loot. You'll find loot on the second floor and up the top here. But as I've already said, I'm in a server by myself, so chances are there's going to be no loot. It's always important to check underneath the stairs because sometimes the loot likes to hide underneath the stairs. Now, as we make our way up to the top of the hill, we can see the military base. This is another good place to find loot, but as you can see, I'm still in the process of gathering resources. Rock, you can usually get about 6 pieces of rock when you find one of these, so get into it, guys. Now as we make our way around to the front of the base, there's a hemp seed sitting there. Now if you take note of the yellow bar, as soon as I eat the hemp seed, my hunger has gone up. So the yellow bar is for your hunger, the green bar is for your health. Now I always like to keep a hemp seed on me, just to make sure that I've always got a little bit of food in case you ever need it. You don't want to be stuck out in the middle of nowhere just to die of starvation. So it's always handy to have one on you. Another question that is quite often asked is their fall damage. No, there is not fall damage. So as you can tell, I'm about to jump off the side of this building, and look at that, our green bar stays the same. So don't worry about falling off high places, you're not going to get hurt. Now as we make our way around to the back of the base on top of the hill, if we come down to this little cliff here and we look down straight towards the water, we will see the barn. So let's make our way down to the barn. Now the barn will spawn loot in it, but it's not very common to get loot inside the barn. But there is usually good resources around the barn, so it usually pays to have a look around the barn. If you're collecting resources, have a look around the barn, chances are you will find something. Now we're going to show you a little glitch. If you place a hemp seed on the ground, jump on top of it, and if you look down till you can see it say grab, you tap grab and then quickly start spamming jump, and you'll be able to float up into the sky. This little glitch can be helpful to help you find your way around, or even just travel. A lot of people are using it, so I don't see why we shouldn't show it. My phone is too small to tap jump and press sprint at the same times, but if you're onto it enough, you can tap jump and run forward at the same time. Now as we can see here, we've got some more metal, which I'm picking up scrap knives and springs out of. One thing to take note of is I'm in a private server and I have put a password on it, so no one should be able to come into the server. But as you can see right there, we have a person running past me. That, my friends, is a modder. Modders will intrude. I mean, got to give this guy props. He didn't kill me or anything, but I don't. If you guys see these guys, just log out of the server same way as I did. He won't be able to kill you while your countdown is going on. So make that choice yourself, guys. Also keep in mind, where you log out of the server is where you're going to log into the next server. Right, so as I open my inventory here, you'll notice that I have 2 piles of springs. One isn't filled and the other one has no number. If I drop that one on the ground with no number and pick it up again, it'll go into the spring count that I already have, and you'll be able to keep duplicating your own springs. Very important if you want to build your own guns. In order to stay on top of things, you probably want to mine every piece of metal that you do find, because metal is, like I said, one of the most important resources. You need it for guns, you need it for ammo, and if you want to build your own armor, you'll need it for armor as well. Not just that, but it is important. Now as you can see, I've just got enough resources to build myself my first gun, which is the Tech 9. Cheapest gun to buy, to build out of resources, and probably the first gun that you guys are going to build for yourself. So I'll once again drag that up to your top hotbar, and your ammo, so that way you can just tap on your gun, pull it out, and if you listen, you'll hear that I have no ammo in it. So what I am going to do is tap on my ammo to reload my gun. So you must remember to always keep an eye on your food and your health. The other two bars don't work yet. I can't confirm it, but I'm guessing that one of them is for your hydration and one of them would be for your warmth. But as this game is still in alpha stage, I don't think I've implemented that yet. Now as you can hear in the background, there is a plane flying over top of me. A lot of people ask what's the plane for. Nothing at all. It's just there to annoy you. They did originally say that it was going to spawn Luton, but it doesn't. So the reason I say that it's only important to have one knife, or it's not even important to have a knife, but they don't stack up and they just take up extra space which could be used for other resources. So no point keeping a ton of knives. So now in front of me, as you can see, there is a grizzly bear up there. So the grizzly bear will provide you with food and leather to be able to make your own clothing. Clothing is usually made with sometimes metal, but usually always leather and wood. So it's important to note that if you can see a bear on your screen, you are the only person that can see that bear. Not anyone else in this server will be able to see the exact same bear as you. So just keep that in mind if you're trying to shoot a bear that's chasing someone. It's usually best to tell them that you're shooting the bear that's chasing them, or else they're probably going to think that you're trying to shoot at them, and that's one way of getting yourself shot. It's also important to note, don't get too close to the bear, because the bears will attack you. You can get leather and food off deers as well, and they won't attack you, but they will run away from you, so just keep that in mind. Anyways guys, that brings us to the end of the video. I hope someone has learned something from this. Hopefully you guys are all going to click that like button so this video gets noted, and hopefully all these new players will be able to see what's going on in the world of Vast. Thank you all very much for watching. Peace.